Are you a toxic manager? Hello everyone and welcome back to my videos. I'm Arishmita Chatterjee and I hope you all are doing great. I think you have already understood the topic of today's video. Yes, I'm going to tell you the signs that you're being a toxic manager. Well, before getting into this field of training, I have very briefly worked in the corporates. And there I had seen few behavioral traits in the managers which are really toxic. That doesn't help in any way, and also it creates a very difficult situation at the workplace. It's like you won't like to go to office, you find it very disturbing when you have a meeting. So let us see how we can fight that toxic behavioral traits of the managers. First is only seeing the R in the HR. That is, HR stands for human resource, right? There are so many people who consider people working under them as only merely a resource. And when you consider someone as a resource, you readily think that that particular person is easily replaceable. When you have such kind of a behavior or such kind of a thought process for a person, you fail to respect that person. Trust me, I have seen few of my colleagues when they're having a meeting with someone senior, their hands literally shaking out of fear that they might face a very negative situation during the meeting. And I'm very sure no one would like to have a situation like that. So yes, if you're a manager, if you're in a position to head few people, do not think that they are just a resource. They are human being and they are important human resource for your company. The next point is thinking leadership is a position. Statements like, I am your boss, so I am asking you to do this. Such kind of statements would take you nowhere. You will just get hatred from your subordinates and they would just wait for you to leave the company. So it is very important to actually make people work through leadership trait and not through positional trait. You have to understand leadership is not a position, it is a role. The next is divide to control. Again, a very common scenario. Once I joined one organization and on the very first day my manager actually pointed few people as toxic and told me that I'm smart enough to understand whom to mix with and whom not to mix with. I was confused. On the very first day, if you get to hear something like that, the only thing that comes to your mind is, where am I right now? Why have I even joined a company like this? Do I really have so many toxic people around me? So yes, if you're trying to divide and rule, trust me, you will just spoil the situation of the team. You will actually spoil the team dynamics, and if the team dynamics is not correct, then you will not be able to go ahead with the works properly. Next is being unavailable. Again, a very common scenario. When you need your manager, when you need your leader, they suddenly go unavailable. They suddenly become very busy. Sometimes it is quite possible that they really get busy or they really get involved in something personal. But if it is happening on a recurring basis, then it's time to check and you would know that whatever you're doing is not correct and you need to redress that. Next is playing favorites. This is more common than I can even talk of. Everyone try to be biased towards some people and they always give extra information to them and always favors them even during appraisals. Now, towards the beginning, others might not understand, but no one is a fool. So someday or the other they will understand and they will start having resentment. Some people will leave the organization, and as I have just said, they're not just a resource, they're an important human resource. So if they're leaving the organization, all of a sudden your team is going to get affected. So better not to play favorites openly. Next is withholding information. When you expect a team to work in a certain way to fulfill a particular commitment, it is absolutely important for them to know every single information that you're getting from your higher authorities. If you're withholding any information, then that will be very difficult for the team to go around with. And lastly, we have micromanagement. We cannot talk about this enough. Constantly knocking and constantly picking on a person on what he is doing, how much he is working, never has taken a team in the long run. So avoid micromanagement and see how it works like a magic. I come with more such videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and I'm very sure you wait for them. Till my next video, keep on learning, stay well, and yes, do not forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.